LaExcellence IAS Academy, ಭರವಸೆಯ ಬೆಳಕು.
Hello friends, welcome to Namma LaEx Presents Current Issue of the Day, episode number 29. So in today's episode number 29, we are going to learn about magnetofossils. Okay, I found this topic to be important from the perspective of prelims. So let us dwell into the topic. So today we are going to discuss why it is in the news and a topic of a similar topic from previous year question, and the magnetofossils, what is magnetotactic bacteria and what are the findings of the particular study. So findings of the study. So in the syllabus it comes under GS3 Science and Technology, and the context is scientists from the CSIR-National Institute of Oceanography, Goa, have found that in the Bay of Bengal, a 50,000-year-old sediment has been found out to be containing a giant magnetofossils, which sheds a light on the ancient geological conditions. So see, in simple words, there was a old sediment of 50,000-year-olds, and in that sediment they were able to find giant magnetofossils. So you'll understand what is magnetofossils. Before moving to magnetofossils, a practice questions for you from previous year questions, that is, microsatellite DNA is used in the case of which one of the following? Option A, studying the evolutionary relationships among the various species of fauna, stimulating stem cells to transform into diverse functional tissues, promoting clonal propagation of horticultural plants, and assessing the efficacy of drugs by conducting series of drug trials in a population. See, UPSC in prelims from the topic of science and tech always chooses these kind of questions. All the options looks to be right, but there is a skill to identify the particular option and write in the answer. So I hope you to use that skill and write the answer in the comment box. And if you want to discuss this topic, we can have in the coming sessions. So do write the answer for this one. Moving to the main topic. So what are magnetofossils? So magnetofossils are nothing but fossilized magnetic particles created by the organism called as magnetotactic bacteria. Okay, so these are the fossils found by magnetotactic bacteria. They help in understanding the past environmental conditions. So these are the magnetotactic bacteria, and when they die, they get sedimented, and in the sedimentation they form fossils, and these fossils are called as magnetotactic fossils. Okay, so we'll see what is the magnetostatic bacteria and why they are very important. So magnetostatic bacteria is a prokaryotic organisms, okay, that arrange themselves along the Earth's magnetic field. This is very important. The uniqueness is they arrange themselves along the Earth's magnetic field, and they are a prokaryotic organisms. So before we move on to the topic, we will understand what is prokaryotic and what is eukaryotic. So in simple terms, prokaryotic are smaller organisms, these are larger organisms. Main difference here is the cell will not have any cell membrane. The cell membrane will be absent here. Cell membrane will be absent here, whereas these cells will have a cell membrane. Cell membrane will be present here. Okay, so for these examples, there will be certain bacteria and virus, etc. Whereas for here, animals, plants, human beings, etc., etc. Here another difference here will be ribosomes. Number of ribosomes will be very less, whereas ribosomes will be very high, and organelles will be, there will be no organelles because these are single cell organisms. Here organelles will be present, and what else? So these are certain important difference between prokaryotic and eukaryotic. There might be UPSC might ask these kind of basic questions in prelims, so just have an idea. U means cell membrane is present, pro means absent. Okay, don't get confused here. So moving back to the topic, these magnetofossils were first identified during 1963 by Salvatore Bellini. He is an Italian doctor, and then again in 1970 by Richard Blackmore of USA. So these names are not important, just have an just for your sake of knowledge purpose. And then we will see what is the uniqueness of these magnetostatic or magnetotactic bacteria. Okay, what is the uniqueness of these bacteria? What happens here is these magnetotactic bacteria, when they were identified or examined under electron microscope or electronic microscope. What is this microscope? It is the high resolution microscope or most powerful microscopes, among the most powerful microscopes in the world. When observed under electronic microscope, they found that these magnetotactic bacteria produce certain magnetic minerals, okay, magnetic or iron rich minerals such as magnetite or greigate. Okay, using these minerals, magnetite and greigate, they were able to navigate in the water bodies. Okay, they were able to navigate in the water bodies. How? With the help of magnetosphere of the earth. So you know earth has a magnetic field. Okay, earth has a magnetic field with the northern pole and southern, like magnetic north and magnetic south, and with the help of this, the bacteria was able to navigate its own path for it. These minerals were present in the were in the size of crystals. Okay, were in the shape of crystals. These crystals along with the minerals, they acted as a compass for this bacteria. What was the need for navigating itself? They navigated themselves in the particular area for the search of oxygen. Okay, oxygen is the basic element for any organisms. Okay, so for search of oxygen, these magnetotactic bacteria use the magnetosphere and made themselves a path to move towards oxygen rich area from the oxygen deficient areas. So that is what they are trying to explain here. So bacteria create tiny crystals made of iron rich minerals such as magnetite or greigate, which helps them in navigating the changing oxygen levels in the water body they reside in. Okay, so under the electron microscope, Blakemore, so he saw that they had a novel structured particles rich in iron in small sacs that essentially worked as a compass. Okay, it worked as a compass for navigating through the water bodies in search of water like oxygen. Follow the magnetic field to reach the places that had optimal oxygen concentration. Okay, so this is very important. So they had a capacity to navigate the magnetic field of earth for searching the oxygen. Then moving on, we will understand the significance of the study. Okay, what are the findings of the study here is, first one is how they were able to study this. The scientific approach was combine the magnetic analysis and then electron microscopy to analyze the sample. The sample here is sediment. Okay, so use the combined magnetic analysis and electron microscopy. As you know, electron microscopy is one of the most powerful microscopes in the world, and combined magnetic analysis is the magnetic minerals present in the sediment and the sediment characteristics. The sediment was like 3 meter long and it was taken from the southwestern Bay of Bengal, and mainly it was pale green silty clays. It considered pale green silty clays, and within the sediment they also found that benthic and plankton flora minifera. What is this flora minifera? It is a single celled organisms, shells with the shells found near the seabed and free floating water. Okay, these are the single celled organisms. They were also found in this particular sediment. And then the rivers Godavari, Mahanadi, Ganga, Brahmaputra, Kaveri and Pennar. These all the rivers are west flowing rivers, east flowing rivers, and they dump water into Bay of Bengal. Okay, Bay of Bengal. And the sediments carried by these, the sediments provided sufficient supply of reactive iron, which combined with the available organic carbon and the suboxic conditions of the Bay of Bengal resulted in the favorable condition or environment for the growth of magnetotactic bacteria. As we just saw, magnetotactic bacteria need magnetic minerals, okay, for navigating. So the sediments that were carried by the Godavari, Mahanadi and the other rivers carried sufficient supply of reactive iron. And then with the help of microscopic revelations, they saw that with the help of high resolution electron microscopy, they revealed that fossils were in the shape of needles, spindles, bullets and spirits, as we can see that in the images here. Okay, so see, these are in the needles, bullets, needles and other shapes. Okay, these are the shapes they are able to identify through the help of high power electron microscopy. And then another environmental insights is that the study suggested that around 29,000 to 11,700 the northeast and southwestern monsoon strengthened and resulted in significant weathering of the sediments. During this period, the monsoon strengthened, meaning there was a lot of floods, and which resulted in the weathering of the regions, and which the sediments were carried out by these rivers. Okay, so this is a simple topic. What we understood is there are organisms which are able to navigate themselves, which act as a natural compass for themselves for the search of oxygen. Okay, so natural compass, what they do is they use the magnetic field of earth. So it is a related topic. Let us see what is the magnetic field of earth. For this we have to understand geomagnetism. What? Geomagnetism. Okay, so before we understand geomagnetism, we have to understand the interior of the earth. Okay, we all know the earth is on top layer is lithosphere, and in the lithosphere there is asthenosphere. After asthenosphere there is mantle, and after mantle there is a core, and within the core they are subdivided into outer core and inner core. Okay, so these composition varies from one layer to another layer, and the temperature, density, everything varies from one layer to another layer. The thing to be remembered is density goes on increasing here, so the density at the center will be very high. So here what happens here is the outer core is the liquid, outer is the liquid core, and interior is the solid core. Okay, outer is liquid core and interior is the solid core. What happens here is, how do a magnet works here is, how does the magnet work? For a magnet to work, the electrons present in it has to start moving. So normally to induce magnetism, what the people do is, or scientists or electricians do is, they will start the electricity, and with the help of electricity, electron starts moving from one region to another region, and through the movement there will be a magnetic field created in this region. And if you keep a solenoid or any item for that matter, okay, which is a magnetic reactive, a magnetic field will be generated in this region. Okay, this item starts acting as a magnet. Okay, now same thing in a larger area in the earth. Outer core is liquid, inner core solid. What happens here is outer core starts rotating around the interior core. Okay, outer core starts rotating around the interior core, which results in the earth acting as a magnet, self-sufficient magnet. Okay, this results in the formation of magnetic field around the earth. Okay, very important, formation of magnetic field around the earth. This magnetic field and this whole process is called as geomagnetism. Okay, geomagnetism. And the influence of this magnetic field on Earth's biodiversity is called as magnetosphere. Any region where this magnetic field has an influence is called as magnetosphere. Okay, so this magnetosphere or magnetic field is very important for our communications. Okay, telecommunications and other communications which use radio magnetic waves. Okay, radio and magnetic waves. Okay, this is the simple topic. Again, related topic here is, so as we saw, Earth, if this is the magnet, if Earth acts as magnet, Earth is, this is the magnetic north and this is the magnetic south, whereas Earth's geographical north, this is geographical north, this is geographical south. There is an angle formed by these two lines, that is 11.5. Okay, this is the angle between geomagnetic line field and Earth's geographic north and south. This is called as magnetic incline. This is very important. This is 11.5. Okay, don't confuse it 23 and half. What is 23 and half? This is the angle of tilt. What is angle of tilt? Angle of tilt is the, if this is the sun and if this is the earth and this is magnetic like geographical north and south, and if there is a line drawn tangent to the path of circumambulation, the angle made by these two lines is 23.5. This is different and this is different. So if you suppose you are drawing, there will be n here, that is magnetic north and magnetic south. The angle between these two will be 11.5. Okay, very important. So, and we saw that the magnetic field will be present around the earth. Okay, these magnetic field can be disturbed. How? The magnetic field can be disturbed by the elements flown out from the sun. For example, there will be plasma or solar flare. Whenever the solar flare, which are a high power or high energy waves or radiation from the earth or sun, if they reach Earth's magnetic sphere, they will disrupt this particular region. They will disrupt this particular region. The impact will be, it will result in the destruction of or some miscommunication. Okay, it will have an impact on communication, and also it will result in the formation of auroras. What are auroras? If you go in the North Pole or South Pole, in Greenland or Iceland, etc., you will see the like in the in the sky there will be green color rays like this. Okay, these are called as auroras. If these auroras are happening in the northern hemisphere, they are called as borealis, aurora borealis. If they are happening in the southern hemisphere, they are called as aurora australis. So these are extra points for this today's topic, because the main topic was very small one. So hope you understood the topic. These are very important from the perspective of geography. So moving to main topic, this is the topic. So hope you understood the topics. I covered all the important points here. It is very important from the prelims perspective. UPSC might ask the questions, direct questions about this one in a one statement base, or they can also ask the questions about. So for example, they can also question like this: consider the following statements with respect to magnetotactic bacteria. Okay, these are the examples of eukaryotic organisms, and the statement becomes wrong. Okay, they are prokaryotic organisms. You can also use that, like they can also say that these organisms are not found around the Indian Ocean. They are present only in the northern or southern pole. This becomes wrong again. So this is how UPSC can trick you. So they can ask 3 statements and they can ask only 1, only 2, only 3 statements are correct. So in that, it becomes imperative for you to understand with a deeper perspective. Okay, so this is today's topic. Hope you understood the topic, and if you have any queries or any doubts regarding this topic, do write in the comment and do answer the questions which I am using initially in the beginning of the videos. So do like, share and subscribe the videos so that you can reach more people in the time of prelims, and also so that the algorithm can help us in reaching more people. So if you want any more topics to be discussed, do write in the comment box, and if you have any suggestions for me, do also write in the comment box. So thank you. This will be the end of today's video. Thank you, one and all.